Welcome to OultonPark Circuit, Ireland, on the 23rd July 2026, where the conditions are dry, with air at 19 degrees C and track temperature at 29 degrees C. Williams starts from pole alongside Marc on the front row, with Turkia and Tompkins on row 2. Rademacher and Cav line up on row 3, Beckley and Pollard on row 4, then Istad and Buchanan on row 5. Surly starts 11th with Garrett 12th. Melia is 13th alongside Trujillo. Lindqvist and Tysing share row 8. Chen and Robertson are on row 9, and Hunt rounds out the 19-car grid from 19th. Before the lights go out, Aria, what are you watching for in this one?
I'm watching that front row, Marc. Jake R. Williams is on pole, and he's been hoovering up Oulton wins all week. But Jarno Marcu alongside is the championship leader with 27 poles this season, so that's a proper heavyweight scrap into turn 1. Aussie Turkia from 3rd has the speed to join it, and Mikey Pollard plus Alexander Istad from 8th and 9th are exactly the sort who can turn first lap chaos into a podium chance. Take us to the start, Marc.
Thanks, Aria. We're just waiting for the red lights now. The start is moments away. Big early change here. Marcu, who started 2nd, has dropped all the way to 15th. And Marcu is still slipping back, Robertson going through as well to take 18th. There is almost no breathing room in this race. A huge queue still stacked up behind Williams at the front. Further back, Garrett picks off Surly and moves into 10th place. And that slide continues for Surly as Trujillo comes through next, taking 12th. Hunt keeps the momentum going as well, clearing Tysing for 14th. That concertina effect has reached the midfield too, with a tight cluster formed around 10th place. Turkia is still holding 2nd, but Tompkins is right there behind him, with hardly anything between them. And just ahead of that, Williams has Turkia looming close in the fight for the lead. Here comes another one. Rademacher and Cav running side by side in the battle for 4th. Tompkins still has Cav tucked right underneath him, the fight for 3rd very much alive. Even now, the leaders cannot break free, with a long pack still compressed behind Williams. Chen makes the move on Trujillo there and takes 14th. And it is getting crowded in that same group now, with Chen, Trujillo and Tysing all arriving together. Tompkins completes the move and takes 2nd away from Turkia. That immediately brings Tompkins onto the tail of Williams, with roughly 4 tenths between 1st and 2nd. Further back, Tysing gets past Trujillo for 15th. Up front, it is still tightly packed. 7 cars stacked in behind Williams. And Turkia has no breathing room either, with Cav right there for 3rd at around 3 tenths. Melia and Garrett are still locked together, door to door over 10th place. Rademacher is also under real pressure. Beckley tucked in close for 5th, with only a couple of tenths in it. Finds a way through on Surly and moves into 12th. That queue behind the leader is still dense. 6 cars now bunched from Tompkins' back. Tompkins and Turkey are at it again, side by side once more in that battle near the front. Now Cav arrives as well, and suddenly it is 3 abreast between Tompkins, Turkey and Cav. Chen runs wide and pays for it, dropping from 14th to 16th as Robertson gets through. Cav keeps the pressure on and draws alongside Turkey again in the scrap for 3rd. Ahead of them, Tompkins still has Cav looming large, only about 3 tenths covering 2nd and 3rd. In the midfield, Surly gets back by Melia for 12th. Trouble for Teising and Melia, both off together and both giving up ground. And now Buchanan runs off as well, falling from 8th all the way to 17th, with Garrett, Hunt and Trujillo all going by. Aria, what does that do to his race?
It wrecks the shape of it, Marc. Buchanan was in that second pack with a clean shot at the top 8. Now he's dropped into traffic and probably needs other people's mistakes to get those places back. In a race this short, that's brutal, because the front group's pace is already stretching away.
Buchanan responds by getting back past Surly for 16th. Tompkins continues to hold Cav off for 2nd, but only by around 2 tenths. At the head of the field, Williams has Tompkins right there, the lead gap down to roughly 3 tenths. That lead group has finally thinned, and it is now down to 3 cars around Williams. Tompkins adds the fastest lap as well, a 1:27.268. Behind them, Beckley picks off Istad for 7th. And the fight for 2nd is far from over. Tompkins still only a few tenths clear of Cav. Cav is still hanging on to 3rd with Turkey right there behind him. Trouble for Chen off the track there, and that hands Buchanan the place. A quick order check at the front. Williams leads from Tompkins, then Cav, Turkey, Rademacher, Pollard, Beckley and Istad. Aria, what stands out to you at this stage? Tysing had just got by Robertson, but he runs wide and has to gather it back up. Just ahead of that, Tompkins and Cav are locked together in the scrap for second. Big loss for Rademacher here, dropping away from the front fight and tumbling down to 10th. And all of that is pulling the front three together, Williams heading a tightly packed group with Tompkins and Cav. Further back, Garrett has been steadily reeling Estad in, and that gap is almost gone now.
They say it's real, Marc. Garrett wasn't quicker on lap 4, but from lap 5 onward, he's consistently had a little more pace, especially that 6/10 bite on lap 5. So this looks less like Estad making a mistake every lap, and more like Garrett genuinely reeling him in with better rhythm right now.
Here we go for the lead. Williams and Tompkins side by side. While that unfolds, Williams has Cav right on him as well, so there is no breathing room at the front. Tompkins completes the move and hits the front. Williams fights straight back and retakes the lead. They are not done yet. Those two are wheel to wheel again for the top spot. That battle has dragged in a whole train behind them. 5 cars now stacked up around the lead. Tompkins gets back in front once more. What a scrap this has become. And it is spreading behind them too, with Williams caught up alongside Cav and Turkey in a 3-car fight. Cav and Turkey both run off together there, and that cost them a chunk of ground. Out of that shuffle, Turkey is only just ahead of Beckley in the fight for 4th. And Beckley has no margin either, because Estad is right on his rear bumper. After closing in over the last few laps, Tysing completes the move on Trujillo for 11th. Another mistake for Rademacher, running wide again and giving up even more momentum. And Beckley's pressure on Turkey has been building for a while. He has closed right onto the back of him now. Up front, the focus stays on Tompkins, with Williams right there behind, the pressure still building at the head of the field. Here they go again for the lead. Tompkins and Williams wheel to wheel, with neither driver giving an inch. Just behind them, Turkey is still hanging on to 4th, but Beckley has arrived right on the back of that car. This fight at the front just will not settle down. Tompkins and Williams still side by side. They are still locked together at the front, the lead changing hands in spirit, if not yet for good. Tompkins gets back in front, another twist in this relentless battle for the lead. And Williams answers straight away, reclaiming the lead as these two keep trading the advantage. Back over the fight for fourth, Turkey is still just ahead, but Beckley remains tucked in and applying the pressure. Now Tompkins has Pollard filling the mirrors as well, holding second with very little breathing room. That has brought the top three even closer together, Williams leading with Tompkins and Pollard all in the same picture. Further back, Hunt makes the move on Garrett and takes 7th place. The squeeze around 4th is still on. Turkey are ahead with Beckley and Istad right in that developing scrap. Still they run side by side for the lead, Williams and Tompkins refusing to break clear of one another. This is extraordinary pressure at the front, the two leaders still matched door to door. And Beckley makes the change, moving past Istad for 5th. Incredible scenes at the front once more. Williams and Tompkins still locked together in this fight for the lead. Tompkins cannot relax for a second either, because Pollard is right there behind him in the battle for second. The leaders are still tightly stacked. Williams at the front with Tompkins and Pollard close enough to keep this tense. White flag is out for Williams. 1 lap to settle a race that still feels wide open. As they run, it is Williams from Tompkins and Pollard, then Turkey, Beckley, Istad, Hunt and Garrett. Up front, Williams still has Tompkins tucked in behind, the lead separated by only a few tenths. Tompkins completes it and takes the win, charging through from 4th on the grid. Williams comes through next in 2nd, and Pollard caps a strong drive in 3rd after gaining 5 places. 9th and 10th are settled next, with Rademacher the notable mover, despite ending 4 spots lower than the start. 11th and 12th follow across the line, and Teising stands out with a gain of 5 positions. The next pair complete the order for 13th and 14th, with Robertson climbing 4 places over the race. Chen secures 15th at the flag. Melia follows home in 16th. Surly completes the finishers in 17th, 6 places down from the grid. The final result is confirmed. Tompkins is the race winner. Aria, sum that one up for us.
It was a proper top split scrap, Marc. J.Car Williams did the hard bit from pole and led 11 of the 14 laps. But Adam Tompkins came through from 4th and nicked it by just 4/10 at the flag. The big early twist was championship leader Jarno Marcu vanishing after lap 1 with that black flag pit stop and forfeit. Mikey Pollard was sharp again, up from 8th to 3rd and only half a second off the win, while Graham Rory Hunt was the real charger from 19th to 8th. Jake had the control, Tompkins had the finish.